Hello, welcome to the Dahlia World Gardens presentation of Seattle at Dawn, a Mage the Ascension chronicle. I am our storyteller, Tim Dahlia. Thank you for joining us. We stream new episodes on the Dahlia World Garden YouTube channel every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time. If you're watching this and you have no idea what's going on, I understand. It's pretty confusing. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of moving pieces, people screaming, but you can learn all about these wonderful mages in this game by checking out our playlist on the previous episodes, and you can get caught up. And of course, while you're there, subscribe to this channel. It's a small little click of the white button away, and it would definitely mean the world to us. A philosopher of the 80s once said, "Sometimes life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop to look around every once in a while, you could miss it." Desperately hoping to not have life pass them by are the mages of the Night Hunters Cabal, played by my friends. Billie.
Hi, I'm Billie. I use she, her, and they, them pronouns. I play Charlie Newell. Charlie is currently Calvin Klein because he's in hiding. There's been a whole lot that's gone on lately with Charlie and the Night Hunters in general, and now that we're out of the spirit wilds and trying to collect ourselves, everything just kind of happens all at once, all the time, doesn't it?
I think that's the definition of life, right? Or existence. Everything's happening all at once.
Yeah.
And my FOMO has crippled me to not participate.
Oh, I'm working on that one myself. I really am.
Absolutely. Alix, your turn.
Hi. I'm Alix. I use they, them pronouns. I am playing Jezebel Spinner. And we just got done interrogating a very angry and mean lady. I guess mean is a bit of an understatement. But, you know, she was an entire thing, and it was just kind of interesting to voyage into her mind. I don't know. Jezzy needs a shower, you know? After tussling in the spirit wilds and then that cherry on top of a really dirty feeling, you know?
And you're hanging out with a bunch of homeless kids, so shower may not be coming anytime soon.
I know, right? First world problems.
True. And Cindy.
Hey, I'm Cindy. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Inea Blackwell, who is a Kha'vadi techno shaman, finally realizing that if she is going to call him her pack, she better get to know him a whole lot better than she does. Because they were woefully underprepared for what she just dragged them through, and that's not okay.
Well, you're all alive, so
yeah,
can't be too bad. So yeah, reality, it hits pretty hard. After spending a couple days in the Umbra, the Night Hunters were unceremoniously dropped into the middle of a conflict on the streets of Seattle. Their friends, the Bridge Trolls, were protecting a homeless man called Brain. He used to be Brian, now he goes by Brain, from an angry mob of Owlwalkers. Knives and talons and claws clashed. A darkened figure watched from a distance and left before the conclusion of the scuffle. Alice ripped a man apart. Jezebel moved Brain to a safe distance away without catching any notice. Chopper shot another man dead. Melissa, who was a familiar blonde face, tried to influence the minds of Charlie and Nay before falling to the boot of Khan. Then the owl shard within her rose up, materializing out of the marionette once known as Melissa. The struggle against this monster took everyone's attention. The instinctual hatred of crows for the owls pressed into Charlie's mind, but he was able to resist and maintained his control. Taking inspiration, I don't know if that's correct, but from the puppeteering of Melissa, Jezebel worked a life and prime effect into the new corpse of a fallen owl walker, making her first zombie. Under the combined efforts of the Night Hunters and the Bridge Trolls, the Owl Shard was vanquished and dematerialized, returning to the ether. Khan quickly rallied the two cabals to the safety of one of their squats, known as the Chop Shop. This is the space the Bridge Trolls have set aside for Chopper and her mad experiments. Brain was still feeling the effects of whatever drug, likely heroin, that lured him away from the safety of the tent city. Coming to, he could truly only express shame and guilt. Sabra and the family dogs have kept a watch on him in the library. After regrouping, Cinder retrieved the unconscious Melissa. Binding her hands and feet, thanks to Inea's concerns, the waking Melissa was not a pleasant person. Realizing they're not really going to get much out of her awake, Charlie put her back under, allowing Jezebel access to the woman's memories. An abusive past that could be pitied was revealed, but instead of rejecting the cycle of abuse, Melissa has embraced the fear and the hatred, and has joined the Homeguard, and actually seems to revel in the power the Alshard provides her. Disgusted, Jezebel left that mindscape. Cinder and Jinx took Melissa away. It was suggested they leave her in a dumpster, and presumably they are cleaning up the mess left by the fight. Alice left without much fanfare, though she did issue a warning prior to leaving. And realizing the need to reach out to your allies, Chopper and Khan have provided a burner phone. Taking it from its little cubby, Khan turns to Jezebel and hands you the burner phone from Chopper's stash. A gray and silver flip phone from what many would consider a bygone era. It has life when you flip it open, the retro green glow of the screen washing over your face. Who do you call?
I am going to call, I think, Aunt Mabel. Aunt Mabel would be the best choice. Because for one thing, we're in the middle of nowhere with no car and no phones. And she might be able to, send an Uber or something.
I'm sorry. Tim asked who you're gonna call, and Billie and I both went Ghostbusters.
That's a different cabal. They're in New York. They're a bunch of sons of ether. They work in paranormal sciences.
Yeah.
They specialize in wraiths and ghosts.
I can't hear that question without that being the
Right?
answer. That's all it is.
We just watched Resurrection the other night.
Oh, I have not seen that yet.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
I heard. Okay. So, Jezebel, you have committed. It's easy for you with mind magic to remember many different facts and little details that no one else really can squirrel away. No one remembers a phone number anymore.
We don't
You
have
can.
to. Yeah. I remember Aunt Mabel's number. So I'm going to give her a call.
Okay. It doesn't even get through the full first ring when it answers and you hear Aunt Mabel's voice. Hello, sugar. finally decided to check up on your old auntie?
Oh goodness. Okay. So a lot has gone on. How you doing? We're doing great, kind of basically, you know?
This is gonna sound weird, but maybe you can slow down and stretch that out a bit.
Okay. So we are in a I'm not sure how much I can say about where we are, but I will say that we are safe. We went walking through the spirit wilds. Um, and we left a whole bunch of our stuff back at Cascade Grove.
Oh,
Like all of our stuff. The car's there, our phones are there, everything is there, and I need a shower. But it's been a lot of fun. I rode a Pegasus. And made a zombie. You'll be so proud.
you what?
Yeah, I rode a Pegasus through the spirit wilds and I made a zombie like about 30 minutes ago.
Nay in the background is going, oh god, Mabel's gonna kill me, and decaf for Jesse from now on.
And Mabel takes this information and she's like, okay, zombie. Okay, it's fine. I'm not worried about you. I'm more worried for you.
Well, honestly, I get that. But people have got to learn to leave my friends alone, honestly.
That's a good thing. It's good. Okay.
Well,
go ahead.
I know that this is a lot. I'm really glad to hear from you.
Oh,
Or to hear your voice. It's very calming. It's been a frenetic couple of days.
I have anticipated this call. It is good to hear from you. I'm glad that it's not the other call that I was worried about. So, it sounds like you need to get your things from Joseph.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably we can find some way to help with that.
I'd appreciate that.
But
That'd be
no.
awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. She takes a pause and you could almost see her thinking about talking more. Thinking about
Mhm.
giving you some more information, and she's wrestling with that.
Well,
And you can feel that mentally. Like you have enough practice with her and with how people think that that's what you're feeling.
yeah. Okay. Aunt Mabel, I love you
Yes.
very much.
Oh, I love you too. It's good to hear from you.
Spit it out. It'll make both of us feel better. And I'm not sure how much time we've got, you know?
I don't know how much time any of us have, honestly. It's we've been doing some rituals here. We've been looking at the waves of time here, and I've been having some visions that aren't necessarily the most pleasant, and I've been speaking to some of the other Sahajiya in the area, and they're also sensing, feeling the same vibes.
Yeah.
So, I know that you can handle a lot, and I know that you can handle what may come, but it will be difficult, and it will change you. And I just hope that you come out of this with your soul intact.
Well, I'm not sure what's coming,
War.
But
We all see
Yeah.
war.
yeah, that's a big word. That's a very big word for just 3 little letters. Well,
I see a tide of violence rising, and it's going to drown us all if we're not prepared.
you're right. I've seen this face to face. And pardon my French, but it's not to be fucked with at all.
Oh, won't get any argument from me, my dear Jezebel. But don't worry or fret over this old woman. I'm in the safest place I can be. I'm surrounded by beauty and strength.
Yeah, which is good. One of these days, things are going to calm down, and I'll be able to come home and maybe stay for a little.
That'll be nice. So,
But not now, you know?
no, probably not. No, this is not a good time. Never a good time.
I will keep my ear to the ground.
Indeed. I know that the others around here are working on some projects with you for you. So
Mhm.
yeah. They're all doing okay.
Oh, good.
but it's they got some various projects going on.
Yeah. I know that you guys have your hands full. I've tried not to be too much of a pain. I really appreciate you all.
Well, Bo's just grateful not to be, around at the moment. Tom and Jolie have been. Oh boy, those boys.
I have to know the stories when I get home.
It has something to do with comics and Spider-Man and.
I mean,
Weird.
Spider-Man is the coolest. I can't blame them.
Yeah, but would you dress up as Spider-Man? I don't know.
Oh. Yikes.
Yeah, they went to this whole thing about comic books in Seattle. They came back. Well, they went there dressed like Spider-Man, different Spider-Mans. I don't know what's going on, and then they come back and they were. I worry for them.
I'm
boys.
just to be honest, maybe he's a little, dopey, but it's okay. Like, he's safe. And at least he's got a friend. Kindred spirits and all that. It's going to be hard to find that kind of thing in, little words with big words.
Yeah. So, I guess they're having fun.
Yeah.
Bo.
How's Sunny?
Sunny. She's doing pretty good. She's volunteering out with some of the Seattle safe houses, helping others feel the Lakashim.
Good. I'm glad. I need to call her one of these days.
She would probably like that.
Yeah, I would like that too.
Let's see. Bo, yeah, he's out by the on the Pacific or the Olympic National Forest area. He's been hanging out with the Bogashel, the coven there. Been helping with that strange case. That poor man, Joel. Joel was his name, I think. But yeah, he's out there helping with that, talking to the witches and the lawyer.
The witches and the lawyer, yeah. Okay. I guess that's good to know. That's very good to know.
Oh, Holly, she's spends most of her time in the library on the internet now. I think she lives there.
That sounds very familiar.
She's been She's been keeping an eye on that evangelical whack job you guys introduced her to.
Yeah. I'll have to. Has she come across anything? Do you know?
I'm, you know, I'm just here to keep the Sahajiya in line and make sure that we're
Yeah.
not. Everything's going fine. They've got their projects.
Okay.
You've got your projects. I don't meddle.
Yeah. I appreciate you keeping your thumb on the pulse, though. It's very helpful to have some eyes where I don't have eyes. You know.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the advantage of family.
You're right. Okay.
And Jennifer. That's right.
Jennifer.
I almost forgot. She's been hanging out in the industrial district area, hanging out with Ocean and Lyric at the Lakashim. But she's been. Turns out I think she's found a bar that it's called Callahoon's. She said that you might be interested in that.
Okay. Calhoun's. I will make a note of that. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, it's what I do.
You're so cool, Aunt Mabel.
Don't tell anybody else.
Pinky swear. I need to probably reconvene with my friends and let them know everything that's going on.
Yeah.
We will. Where would you like us to? Are you like sending us an Uber or something? I don't know how this is gonna work. I'm not sure what your plan was.
I was just going to pray that you guys would get help, but that tends to work for me.
You know what? If it's been working so far, then send that prayer up. It'll work.
All right. Thoughts and prayers going your way. Just kidding. Hard work and diligence is going your way.
We will get out of here. Okay. I'm going to go and thank you so much.
Inea mouths meet at the cafe.
Oh yeah. We can. Who are we meeting at the cafe? We can meet anybody at. We can meet y'all at. What is the cafe called?
Liquid Haze.
Oh God,
Liquid Haze.
Liquid Haze.
Yes.
Why is it so hard to remember?
I kept thinking of the local one here, and I couldn't get it out of my head.
I kept coming up with amnesia, and I'm like, that's the
Right.
the
That's
barista,
where
that's
I was.
That
I
was
was
the
like,
problem.
it's
You had
either amnesia
but not
or
remember the
ambrosia.
It
and
almost
Verbena
feels like
gave
that
me amnesia
might be.
for the name of the cafe.
Sorry, I forgot to pull this up earlier. Anyway.
Oh right. We can meet at the Liquid Haze. Whomever, if you felt so inclined to send a car.
Liquid Haze. That. I used to go to Liquid Haze. Is it still run by a hollower? The hollow ones? That would be. Maybe not.
I don't think so. Well, I mean, maybe it is, and I don't know. I don't know much about amnesia.
Bunch of people in black clothes tend to wear silver jewelry. Very gothy.
Huh.
No? Okay.
It doesn't sound like them, no.
Okay. Then maybe it's moved on.
I mean, one hopes not. That's a really cool vibe, you know?
If that's your thing. Everybody has a thing. That's a good thing. Anyway, I should let you go. It sounds like you got going on. Don't worry about us. If you need anything, of course, you've got the others' numbers if you need to call or contact anybody directly. And I will I'll call Joseph and let him know that you guys are okay if he doesn't already know.
That works. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, yeah. Love you.
Love
take
you
care.
too, Aunt Mabel. Bye.
Goodbye. Okay.
And I disseminate all of that information.
Yes.
In the interest of not having to repeat it.
Yeah. Just all of that.
A lot
You
of
guys-
stuff.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Roll for dissemination.
Let's see if anybody remembers this. No. In particular, Jezebel, you would remember that the bar that Melissa was going to was
Calhoun's.
Calhoun's.
Yeah.
So that would definitely
Melissa
trigger you.
is going to Calhoun's.
And Melissa's the lady that we interrogated.
Mhm.
And we had found out that they were using Calhoun's as the meeting place for the Homeguard
Oh,
to
yeah.
hang out together.
Huh. Well, there we go. We know where they are.
Or at least where they tend to gather.
Yeah.
When we first found that out, it was more of a, okay, that's a good place to avoid.
Right.
And
But
now, not so much a yay, but point of contact for any of them that we may need to get a hold of anyway.
yeah.
Inea,
Yes.
in the back of your mind, you've got a honking itch to get online and check all your sources. And
I'm dying. It's
Look at your
killing me.
cameras and make sure that the city hasn't caught fire.
At the moment, Nay is still standing on the ladder looking out the front window.
mhm. Okay.
kind of doing the
Charlie, accompanying you since you've arrived in the material world, and not something you've had a chance to really focus upon, but when you emerged into this world with the flapping of wings and being carried by the crows into the city, one of them seems to have stuck behind and is followed and is sitting just outside the building looking inside. Inea, you're being watched by a crow.
Well, we know why the crow is watching. Because the crow is watching. She said she would be. That's probably her tag. That's her method of keeping tabs. I bet that's what that is.
It seems to have originally perched on Charlie's shoulder and has followed this entire time.
Charlie, I think you have a friend out here.
Oh,
Oh, Calvin. I called him Calvin. I swear I called him Calvin. I think you have a friend out here. All in black.
oh. Well, let me go look.
Immediately as you walk, the bird flutters down, hops a bit towards you.
I kind of kneel down and, like slowly extend a hand and say, "Hello, new friend."
It curiously considers your hand for a moment.
Just hoping it
Just
doesn't
kinda-
bite off my finger, because I know it's capable.
Whatever you do, don't let it get near your face.
But it seems to just look and consider at it for a moment and just looks back up at you. You hear a loud caw come from its beak.
Well, all right. Aren't you sweet?
And it then hops a bit touches your hand for a moment and then flutters up and lands on your shoulder. Just caws even louder next to your ear.
Okay. That's something to get used to. Can I, like, sense this bird's vibe?
Yeah, it is. It feels insatiably curious and surprisingly affectionate towards you. You can feel those vibes.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Really not sure. This is definitely going to be something to get used to. Well, you want to meet my friends?
You just kind of
I
feel it kind of
start
flop back and forth a little.
walking towards
One
the
talon
inside.
and just kind of hopping back and forth on its two legs.
He's dancing.
Oh, I wonder if he has a name. Do you have a name? I wonder if you could tell me.
Hasn't said anything.
No, I don't think that he would be honest. Like, you know, out of character, I don't think that he would be able to. I mean, I don't have mind magic to connect that way with him.
Oh, corvids are excellent mimics.
Yes, there's that. So, yeah, might have to come up with something.
You might see if he wants a name if he doesn't have one.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, then I have to think of one.
He's
Hearing-
cute.
Hearing the echo coming into the garage, Chopper, you hear her from her workbench. She's like, "Oh no, not another one."
Another one?
Inea would know. Cinder has a
Oh,
crow familiar
yeah.
Oh.
named Soot.
Yes,
Oh,
I forgot about
cute.
that. Soot is. Yeah.
She's like, "Animals, feathers, and fur, not good for all this. This is going to make my job way harder."
I'm sorry, do you need me to wait outside?
I'm
We
just
should
fucking with you,
probably
white
get-
boy.
We should probably get going anyway. We have a hopefully we have a ride to catch up with.
I was like, "Okay, well, I mean, sure. I mean, I don't have a car, so, um, but yeah, if you're going to the Haze, it's it's not too far. It's a few blocks away."
We can do a few blocks. Be nice to stretch our legs.
I don't even want to think about that.
All right, well, be safe. Take it easy. Of course, if you need anything, we're here. Just don't bring the house down on Seattle. I mean, we really kind of like it here.
Yeah, yeah.
We're doing
Get you.
everything we can to avoid that. Keep the house up.
Mhm.
Well, all right. Well,
You know how to get a hold of me if you need to.
I mean, if you happen to have your phone on you, sure.
Well, the stuff I left in the grove aren't the only devices I have, so when I get home, I'll get any messages you leave me.
I mean, that's neat. If you need us,
Part of why I love it.
if you need us, you could just like scrawl this glyph on a wall nearby, and we'll catch it. So
Nice.
Thanks.
Yeah,
All right,
thanks,
we'll catch you.
Chopper.
We'll catch you later.
all right, yeah. Yeah, see you guys later. You hear from the library, Sabra yell, "Good luck!"
Thanks,
Thanks.
Sabra.
Take care of Brain, yeah?
Oh, don't worry. Chubb will fix anything.
Okay, so we should probably get going.
Yeah, it's time to boogie.
All right. You find yourselves walking down the streets of Seattle. It's cold, early mid December day. It's wet. It's miserable for some. You don't particularly have. You have some good gear on. You're not really like you're prepared for colder weather. Um, you reach the um, garage mechanics shop that was converted into this cafe known as the Liquid Haze. It's near Volunteer Park, and you enter in and you see the working barista, the familiar Amnesia. Always there to greet you with a smile.
Crap, we don't have any money, do we?
I have my cards and stuff with me. That all went with me. It just stayed in a pocket.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if I had brought any. Because,
Yeah, I
Spirit
got
Wild.
like my wallet and stuff. I just didn't bring like mechanical stuff. I don't have my
Mhm.
phone, my gun, or
Right. We have like ID and whatever money or whatever we had on us.
Yeah,
It's
Okay,
you
good.
brought it with you.
cards and stuff. It's yeah,
Whew.
it's just yet Nay doesn't go without her ID and stuff. That's not a thing.
That makes sense. So, hot cocoa seems to be first on the docket.
All
I
right.
gotta have my quad latte.
All right. Well,
You deserve it, man.
so Jezebel, you get up to the bar, and
Mhm.
Amnesia's like, Jezebel, right?
Yeah, good to
Yeah.
see you.
And you want some hot chocolate.
You know it. You know it. The chocolatiest.
Okay. Well, I can make it super chocolatey, but you have to answer this riddle for me.
Okay.
And without missing a beat, she's what is at the end of a rainbow?
A rain present.
I don't know about that one. Might have to go back and think about it.
What's at the end of a rainbow? Well, nothing.
I mean, that's what science wants you to think, sure.
What's at the end of a rainbow? Okay. Fuck me. What's at the end of a rainbow? W.
Oh my gosh. You are so clever. You want whip with that? Of course you want whip.
Yes, please.
All right. She yells the order back to the gentleman who's working the machines, and she's like, "Okay, let's see who's next."
Hey,
Oh,
Amnesia.
it's Inea. Hello. It's good to see you. You look a little. Well, I don't want to say anything bad. You look fine. You look fine. You need some coffee. Though.
I definitely need some coffee.
What's that? That's a quad shot. White coffee
Yes,
with almond milk. A
that's
little
the
extra
stuff.
vanilla. Okay.
That is the stuff.
All
Hmm.
right. Well, we can do that. Oh, I love this one.
Oh.
A woman Goes out for a walk during a storm with nothing to protect her head from the rain. She doesn't have a hat, a hood, or an umbrella. But by the end of her walk, there isn't a single wet hair on her head. Why doesn't the woman have wet hair?
Because she doesn't have hair.
You are fantastic and amazing, and we will definitely get that quad shot going for you.
Thank you so.
And, well, you're a new face. I don't
Hey,
think I recognize you.
I'm Calvin.
Calvin. That's a very nice name, Calvin. And what can I get for you?
I would love a jasmine matcha.
Jasmine matcha. Okay. And would you like that with any extra oomph?
Oh, I love oomph.
Oomph. Okay.
I'm all about the oomph.
Okay, well, for oomph, I'm going to have you answer a riddle. Can you do that?
I can certainly try.
I like your attitude there, sir. What is the longest word in the dictionary? This one's a little illogical and silly, so I might allow a different one. But if you can answer it,
The longest. Wow, I really don't know. Longest word in the dictionary. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, but that's just ridiculous.
and isn't even in the dictionary.
No, it's probably not.
Well, this one, like I said, this is the one's a little illogical. I'm not sure why I thought of it, but the answer for is smiles, because there's a mile between the S's.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it's terrible. It's terrible. I'm gonna have to give you a different one.
I
'Cause
mean,
that
I
one
love
failed.
some wordplay, but I'd have to really reach to find that one.
Yeah, it leaves a bad taste in the mouth too. So I'm gonna have to deal with that. But how about this one? Who makes it has no need of it. Who buys it has no use for it. Who uses it can neither see nor feel it. What is it?
Is it nothing?
No.
No.
But I think you're close.
Say the first part of that again.
Who makes it has no need for it. Who buys it has no use for it. Who uses it can neither see nor feel it.
I feel like I had a lead on the previous two. You asked my friends, and now I get the stumper.
It's like that sometimes. If you can't get it, no worries.
Yeah, I don't know.
The jasmine matcha is still going to be delicious. It's fine.
My brain's not thinking sideways today. Sometimes I'm just forward.
That's okay, Calvin. That's okay. Sometimes I get it wrong too. No worries. We'll get that matcha out to you in just a moment. If you guys want to wait on over there, I'll get your drinks out in just a minute.
Thanks.
And she find her character sheet so that she can make your drinks.
I knew I had heard that riddle somewhere before.
Sadly, as a player, you get me when my brain is the least nimble. When I've been awake since about 5 a.m. and
Uh-huh.
I have to hope I don't fall asleep before gaming sometimes.
I get that. Okay.
Always excited to be here, though.
Doesn't take too long. The orders come up to the window. The hot chocolate is just piled on with whipped cream and some candied sugar sprinkles, and it just looks brilliant. The quad shot is fantastic as always, and the matcha comes out, and it smells of jasmine, and it's fresh, and she's not wrong. It's definitely gonna be delicious when you get there. For both Jezebel and Inea, each of you, upon consumption, can acquire a quintessence point.
Oh.
That extra oomph can go a while. Charlie got a lot of quintessence already. He's fine.
Yay. I was running out of quintessence.
Yeah, I was out.
I had one. Now I have two. We're going places, lads.
You guys head over to the seating area, familiar booth, and you have this opportunity to recollect each other. And you definitely sit yourself in the most observant position possible.
Back to a wall, facing the doors.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And I am watching everybody in the room. Who comes in, who goes out, which direction they go.
There's a few that go in and out. Nothing that you logically know to be a threat, but you question everything, and you take special note to record as best you can the features of each person that enters the building.
I just had my elbow patted insistently.
Yeah, been there. I'm like head first in this hot cocoa.
Yeah.
Like
a few minutes to enjoy the first few
because
sips. Just, this is the first time we've had to relax in relatively so anyway, in 2 days.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah. It's been go, go, go. And we did eat, but this is like technically the first food that we've had since we went to the Spirit Wilds in the first place. And Jesse was raised on a farm. We don't do this. Food is kind of our thing.
There's always food.
Yes.
The three of you take a moment and you enjoy the first few sips of the hot beverages. You are in the restaurant with your burner phone and nothing but time for the moment.
So, first steps, we need wheels.
Wait. I just want to apologize to you both.
Whatever for.
Don't get me wrong, you guys did fantastic while we were in the Spirit Wilds.
Mm-hmm.
But I really should have prepared you better than I did. There was some things that we ran into that I didn't even anticipate, but I did it again. I figured I'd be enough to just take care of whatever we came across. And I should have talked with you guys more about what I knew about the Spirit Wilds and what we might encounter. So that was my fault. And I also think that we should... So we haven't had the time, but I think at this point we need to make the time to figure out what we can each do, like really lay it out and how that will work together. Because I felt, correct me if it was just me, but I felt like we were all over the place. And we came pretty close to tripping over each other a few times. And I don't think we can afford to keep doing that.
Yeah. I mean, we've gotten really lucky, but some cohesion would never hurt the situation, especially not now that these threats are that much more tangible.
Yeah.
And Mabel said war. And Mabel said war is coming. So
that bothers me on any number of levels. Who the hell is that and why are oh, okay, never mind. That bothers me on more levels than I can even articulate right now because that's not a word that's been coming out of anybody up to this point. Like that wasn't on the table and now suddenly it is. Where is that coming from?
yeah, that is a good question. Because it could be any number of things. But
we've already got people getting hurt in the streets.
Yeah.
And if that's going to escalate into war, what is that going to look like?
Right.
And it might not
who is
even be
going
that.
to be, I mean, how many sides are there going to be to this, and who are those sides going to be?
Exactly.
Because for right now, I mean, from what I can see right now, it looks like we've got this owl issue, and then we've also got technocracy issues, and then and then there's, the tradition side of things as well. That's what I can see, but that's only what I can see. We don't know what we don't know.
Exactly, and we also don't know that the tradition side is all that cohesive.
We also don't know that the technocracy side is all that cohesive, because it seems like there's more factions over there than what we thought to begin with as well.
At least
Yeah.
one other, and how big are those factions really?
Right. And how
There's
far
a-
up does it go?
You're right. The worst part is that we don't know what we don't know.
You all right?
Yeah, yeah.
You may be right though. We maybe need to keep our voices down a bit.
Yeah. We
Okay.
are a little loud.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. That's probably a really good idea. I don't know who that. Okay, well, random face in a coffee shop, probably not that weird.
The person
Okay.
leaving as you stare at them stares back at you, just kind of gives you a finger.
Okay, probably okay then. I'm sorry. Ever since that fight, I'm a little jumpy.
It's okay. I mean, you did say we need to make some time. Maybe it would be a good idea to figure out when and where, because that might be our next step.
Well, we seem to have some time right now too. We're waiting on maybe a ride, maybe. So while we're sitting here, we might as well at least start talking about what we can do and how we can work it together.
Yeah. I mean, why not? I have cocoa.
And cocoa fixes everything, doesn't
It does. It does. I truly believe that.
I probably should have got a mocha. I wonder if Amnesia will let me get a quad shot mocha. I should probably finish this one first. Well, I will definitely finish this one first. I wonder if she'll let me get another one. She'll probably give me another tough riddle.
I mean,
she's been known to tell me to sit down and have a bottle of water.
yeah.
With that look in your eye, I'm not sure that she wouldn't do it today.
Right.
She might not even be wrong. She might not even be wrong this time, but still. Mocha's sounding really good. Okay, well, you guys have seen a lot of what I can do. I work in spirits. At my core, I'm an animist. Everything has a spirit to it. And the older it is, the stronger the spirit, usually. Not always. And I can see them. I can speak with most of them. I don't always get along with them. That can be hit or miss with spirits. They're pretty mercurial, depending on the type of spirit. Let's see, what else do I do? I
mean, you kick ass too.
That's nice to hear. It hasn't felt like it very much lately. It sort of felt like I've been more on the receiving end, but I do try. That's more a function of what I do in my day job, though. You don't go into trouble areas where there's news happening and not learn to protect yourself a little bit.
True.
So I work with life, with spirits, and the energy that those two things provide. And in exchange, I give offerings. There's no free lunch with spirits.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
myself, I have like no, like very little knowledge of spirits. But what I do have knowledge of is life and the way that things connect to each other.
Mhm.
And I see magic in all things and the like primordial force in all things. And thus making it's those connections between that magic and life that that's where my skills lie.
you seem especially fond of mushrooms. They seem to like you a lot too.
Yeah, I mean that's what I've studied in my professional life, and I've also in that knowledge I've also studied the spiritual connections between, and I guess spirit isn't the right word for that, but the magical connections between mushrooms and the rest of their environment.
Mm. I have to ask because I don't recall if you had a chance to say, did you ever find that connection in the spirit wilds? Was it there? Were there mushrooms there?
There were mushrooms there, but I couldn't interact with them.
Oh, that's interesting.
I just
Huh.
don't have the spirit knowledge to do it.
So
I can,
they
if they are, physical, then that's one thing. But I can see them, but I can't interact with them.
that's really I don't think I've ever talked to anybody um about the spirit wilds that didn't have that ability. That's interesting. Huh.
It's probably one of the few cases of somebody who can't get there on their own being in the spirit wilds.
Right. I really did not feel like I belonged there.
Okay, well that's fair, and I don't like making you uncomfortable because I imagine that was super uncomfortable. But
Right. Well, it was frustrating not being able to help in the ways that I normally could. I felt
that's
like
fair.
just having to step back and take a support role because I could only interact with like you guys.
Mm-hmm. Hadn't see, this is something I hadn't even thought about.
I didn't know.
Mm-hmm. We don't know what we don't know, right?
Right.
Okay.
It's probably just a guy.
I'm sure it is. I can't stop checking anyway.
So I work in the mind. That is where my magic comes from, in being able to work the land and grow things and find quiet in my own mind. That's where I'm able to do magic for other people and myself. Um, a lot of my focus is on meditative practices. It's only very recently that I've sort of dipped a toe into the spiritual side of things. Um, but I don't know. That's how I work best, is up here.
Oh, you are sitting here with a crow on your shoulder. Okay. I mean, I guess that it's fair to stare at that.
The people coming in and out have like seen the crow and they have given you wide berth. Amnesia didn't seem to mind.
No, amnesia's cool.
I imagine Amnesia has seen some shit. And a crow is the least of it.
That's very likely.
So the mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, like when you were, how does that even work? What you did with the Melissa bitch?
So that's a bit of a different specialty. I also do life in prime. The majority of my practice is mental, but I also have dipped a toe in other areas.
Is that where Baby's first zombie came from?
Yeah.
Because holy shit, ma'am.
I know, right?
That thing isn't gonna like make more.
No,
Oh,
it's dead.
We're not. That's not patient zero.
No, not at all.
Okay. Because I've played enough of those games. We don't need that on top of it, all the rest right now. Okay.
Zombie apocalypse on top of everything in Seattle.
Okay.
I mean,
So-
thinking about what I'm capable of, I could probably make a body get up and walk around, but I don't think that's about it.
That's essentially what Jesse did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I became a puppet master.
I never thought about it like that, but I think I could probably do that too. Okay.
Kind of makes you want to throw up a little.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's not something that I would want to do, but I feel like it's something I'm capable of.
God,
I mean,
I don't. Why?
but I'm not
would
capable of that.
Okay, so. So that gave me goosebumps. Standing in a picket line, facing down a line of belligerent cops. That's not a problem. This gives me goosebumps. What is my life?
It's something. It's definitely something.
It is. You're not wrong. Good grief. Okay. So, what we've got in common between the three of us to start with seems to be life.
Mm-hmm.
Like we all work with different aspects of living things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so that might.
The three of you all approach magic from your paradigm, from your focus. And it's clear that Jesse focuses with like a lot of Eastern practices of like yoga, that sort of thing. Whereas Charlie is definitely very traditionally using Wiccan practices. And Inea, you would have studied and known any of this from your past of like looking and running into other mages as well. Where a lot of things converge for the three of you isn't necessarily the practices of different spheres, but kind of the common language of the traditions. And for Inea and Charlie, both of you have a very similar outlook on 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 the world. So, like for Inea,
My sheet just went crazy.
you both kind of view things as the universe is innately divine you kind of look at it from that point of view. It's alive, it's divine. Where Charlie is that more visceral, physical connection with all living things through the mycelial network. Your with Inea, it's everything is alive through the animism. And Jesse, you're starting to. Yours is a little bit different. Yours is more like you are a god. Like everybody is a god. So it's not quite the same in that perspective, but
Well, it meshes though, because the Eastern idea is that everybody has the potential to become,
Mm.
and that can manifest, in bits and pieces on the path toward
Right.
deification.
And with
Mm.
the and with the cult specifically, the flow of Lakashim.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So with
So
those paradigms, you guys could probably weave ideals together.
mm.
Sorry, just that was
Well,
just me
see,
interjecting.
no, that helped a lot because I was
Mhm.
kind of fumbling for the language. And nay wouldn't, but I don't have it myself, so. Because I can see Nay's view that everything is divine, everything is sacred, fitting, hand in glove with the idea that everything has the potential to be a god, that everything is sacred,
Mm-hmm.
that there is no difference there,
Yeah.
functionally. And then with Charlie, everything is connected. There is a synchronicity with everything. And he specializes in accessing it through the mycelial network because that's what he's familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of cultures worldwide that treat it as a web of life or a interconnectedness of life. The closer to the land that any given culture is, the easier it is for members of that culture to see the different parts of their natural world and the way that they connect to each other and interact with each other. So this is all coming from a perspective of magical connections, magical energies, and accessing, but it's all it's making sense, at least in my head, that they would mesh pretty well, the
Mhm.
three of them. So okay, going back to the discussion now that I waxed research geek for a minute. Okay, so this sounds like we're not really too far off from each other. I mean, some of our words are a little different, but I think that we're kind of leaning roughly the same direction.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, the part I understand the least about right now is the mind stuff. I'm not sure I get all of everything I know about that quite yet, but like what you did with that frothing Karen is probably the most useful thing I've ever seen. That was amazing. And God, super convenient too. You don't have to mess with all the, morality around, beating the crap out of somebody to get their information you need
Yeah.
or tricking them out of it. You just go get it. Is it like accessing a computer?
Yeah,
Um,
I'm picturing this in my mind, like for me, like you're accessing the network of her mind, just like I would access the mycelial network.
it's closer to vignettes for me,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe if y'all were doing that, it would be like seeing the connection to my scene. Incidentally, in a way, it's kind of like both because the vignettes connect to one another and tell the story of life. But I was looking for something specific when I went in there. So I just got the backstory for my answer. So I guess it's like Google. You
Okay,
can just go
so
to Wikipedia.
you got to be specific with your search terms so you don't wind up trying to swallow half the internet.
Right. I mean, at least in my experience, there's the ability to be a deluge of information because the mind holds a lot of stuff. You know, it's huge. So there's the ability for there to be a deluge of information. So definitely having the best search terms is, as it would seem, would be best. But it's going to tell the story, and it's going to connect everything from point A to point B. And it worked really well.
Well, the only other thing I can say about that is I'm glad it's you and not me, because I don't like anybody that well. I realize it's not been very long, and this is maybe a little bit pathetic, but you guys might be the closest friends I've had since I was a kid.
I mean, for what it's worth, I kind of agree. Sunny's been like my sister since I was a child, but she's been my only friend for a very long time. And getting out of my house, I've made new friends.
Oh,
And
for
that
sure.
wasn't
I spend a lot of time in the woods by myself. I haven't had like really like close friends since like high school, and even then it was, they weren't really all that close. They just were people that were around me that I could talk to.
yeah.
Colleagues, I've got colleagues,
Okay,
And then-
well, I'm starting to see how this can work because we have at least a relatively similar set of skills. What I like is that we're not all the same. We've got branches that, the other two don't follow.
Mhm.
Go figure. We got to talk more.
One of the things that I've come to understand in trying to learn different things, different from different people rather, is that the roots of the tree are the same. The branches are different. So if you travel up far enough, you'll reach the place where it all started. And that's where we work together.
Well,
yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, do you guys have any questions for me as far as like what I do, or I mean, honestly, whatever questions?
Well, honestly, you know more about spirit than I do.
And it goes
So
without saying the same for me.
I can like talk to them or move with them, touch them sometimes, but there are certain things I'm not capable of yet. So for spirit stuff, you're the go-to dude, you know?
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. I've been that for a lot of people for a long time. But I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I'm largely self-taught, and it's just been a lot of years. Um, I am what you might call a rootless. I don't. I didn't have anybody to teach me. Just been seeing things and hearing things, and my whole life since I was, geez, at least since I was a teenager.
Mm.
And had a lot of people calling me crazy because they couldn't see or hear what I was seeing or hearing, and I learned real quick to stop talking about it.
Mm.
I did eventually come up with a mentor who kept me from getting in ass deep without any safety lines because I sure tried. Pulled me out by the scruff of the neck at least once. But that's how I eventually came across Moro. And you've both met her now.
Mm.
She treats me a lot like one of her own pups, which is great, except that she treats me like one of her own pups,
Mhm.
which means I get to figure a lot out by myself, and then she'll show me what I've missed. So, I mean, it's a good thing, but it's not the easiest thing. But I've come up with a whole pack of sisters and brothers that way through Moro. I'm used to working with them, not so used to working with real people.
Well, maybe
I'm
it's
working
not
on
too
that.
different. Maybe it's not too different, though. Humans are pack animals. That's why we live in cities.
That's true enough, I suppose. Maybe I've been hanging out with Moro too much. I've been thinking of people as herd animals.
Well, I guess context is everything.
It's
Yeah,
certainly
honestly,
a
I
big
think
piece.
we have the capability of being both.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not wrong. There are some people who are definitely predators and others who are obliviously prey. I think there's enough of us that can flip-flop, though.
Yeah. I have a question.
Yes.
So, did you make a handout for how group rituals work?
No.
Uh-oh. We're
No,
putting
I
the
was just
GM on the
because
spot.
if it existed, I didn't want to ask the question.
No. So
I didn't do the
Rituals-
reading, Teach. I'm sorry.
Right? Like I was just letting you know I'm prepared.
So traditionally, the ritual works no different than casting any effect. It's just ritualized in that you are trying to accumulate a number of successes for the ritual. And most rituals are usually for something that's like bigger than what you can do in a single like cast of arete.
So
And
we would be combining our roles then?
so typically if you're creating a single effect, there's one mage that's doing that. And it's all based on their spheres. Any mage that's assisting would have to have at least one dot in the same sphere and share a common practice or paradigm or just, common language anyway, to assist in that. And there could be unawakened sleepers that can assist with the ritual, like say if it was a concert or whatever, but they contributed in a different way. So that's typically how the ritual would work, is that those that can would use their arete and that would add to the successes of the ritual. Those that can't quite would add bonuses to the number of successes, but nothing dramatic. In the case of group casting of an effect, like grabbing somebody's one sphere and another sphere and combining them for a single outcome. I don't see anything in the game that has that support as a mechanic, but I would say in something like that, if you were trying to each contribute something, as long as you had a shared language, it would just be individual castings of your contribution to the effect. And
That's
if
kind
you,
of how I was seeing how we could help each other anyway. In most cases, it would be like, I do this, and then you do that, and then you do that, and all three of those things have a total effect.
right.
I was thinking about it in terms of rotes. I don't know why. That's just where my brain went to.
There could be a group rote where all of you learn your aspects of it, and when combined has a larger effect.
Oh, I
But
see. Okay.
I mean, kind of like how I put the was it Melissa
mhm,
Uh-huh.
to sleep, and then you went into her mind.
Yeah.
You
Like
know,
just
that's a I do this, then you do that, and it has a total effect.
yeah, that
Now
makes sense.
we can figure out how to, something to set that up ahead of time, where we have a strategy.
Mhm.
and off the top of my head, a great way of organizing all of this would be using a mind effect to link your thoughts of a thing together.
Mhm.
That,
Mhm.
that would
Mhm.
be probably an additional aspect to that a whole effect, but yeah, I think
The
that would
telepathic
make
link ain't
you
never hurt nobody.
that would make you the Black Lion of this Voltron. No,
There's only 3 of us, though, so
I mean, depending on which Voltron we're talking about, it may not even be a lion. So,
wait, that's true.
Car Voltron was like 8 robots as one or something like that.
There is no Voltron but the original Voltron. I don't know what you're talking about.
I
You're
have
speaking
argued.
heresy,
I argued with Scott about this, and
blasphemy.
I've had this argument with Scott. I agree with you.
Only one Voltron.
He tried to convince me, because I don't know how he got it wrong, that Car Voltron came first. He was wrong.
He
had to
is
prove it to him.
entirely wrong.
You may have seen it first.
I mean, that's probably how he got that idea. He saw the one first and then the other, and okay, look.
Oh, I love Voltron. I love the Netflix
You are
series. They did a great
talking
job.
to a woman who still has a Voltron 18-incher.
Me too.
Ooh, cool.
I got the big one.
Downstairs, still in the box, is the die-cast metal recreation that they did like 15 years ago.
Mhm.
Sitting there next to the metal case of 5 seasons of the original Voltron.
Oh, you did better than I did. I
DVDs.
only got 3. I only managed to get 3.
I got all 5 of those. I was so happy. Okay. I'm a nerd. Cindy's a nerd. Hi. We love Voltron.
I also have ships from the new Netflix, but that's a whole other story that
the new
nobody
Netflix
needs
is
to
great.
hear. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I
Back
was
to
upset when they canceled it.
getting away from the Society of Ether and their fantasies. Oh, I could just see Lucas driving a lion. Oh no. Okay.
Oh no.
Speaking of
no.
Scott.
I'm so sorry. I just picture him as Kevin. No, but no. What the hell is his name? I've screwed up their names now.
Mhm.
Blue Lion.
Oh. Jesus. Sven? That was the original Blue Lion. Never mind.
Yeah, that was, but I'm talking about from the Netflix series. What the hell is his name?
don't recall. I should, but
I
don't.
can't recall either. Yeah, I can't recall it. Wow, that's gonna bug me now.
No worries. We'll look
Sorry,
it up later.
I took it
Okay.
right straight back to the
Right back to
diversion again.
Voltron,
Go
that's
right.
fine.
Yes, let's. Okay.
I'm just excited to see Scott and Sean's two sons of Ether dealing with one another. That's gonna be fun. All right, sometime next year. Still trying to get Sean to hang out with me. I've got cool stuff for him. All right, Inea, you have watched people come and go out of this place. You see various textures and colors in their auras. You are trying to just see, and every once in a while, there's one person who walks in that has, kind of a different intensity to their aura. One person had like kind of a fading in and out aura. Another person was, you definitely saw some some rainbows. There was two that had come in that really odd people. Not the one that stared back at you, but this was like kind of a particular punker type wearing a utility kilt and had a big bushy beard, and his aura was definitely kind of rainbowy. He seemed to get along with Amnesia pretty well. And then currently, the person who's come in and is just sitting alone in the corner, a 30-something-year-old woman, tan skin, black hair, looks pretty healthy, but you can see in her aura just it is desaturated, it is pale. Whatever she's experiencing is seemingly devoid of like life. And she seems to be sitting there in the opposite corner watching everybody as well.
People watcher. Or somebody I should do something about. Sorry. I swear I'm paying attention. I just something has not been right since that Karen screamed in my face.
Ooh.
I thought it was a fight. I just can't seem to settle it. It's probably just that we kind of got dumped out of the spirit wilds straight into a fight. So, I wasn't expecting that. Also wasn't expecting to be in Seattle and leaving my gear at the Grove.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I have the heal me rote, and it says that I can use life or mind. If I'm trying to heal someone's mind, would my mind 3 allow me to do that on someone else? Or would I still need to have life 3?
No, that would just be a pure mind.
Yay! And
I was kind of thinking this too.
I would like to do something about Nay's paranoia, please.
There is a reason I threw that out there like that. I was kind of hoping that would happen. Because otherwise, Nay's got to twitch for 2 more days.
Thinking about that, like, there's got to be something, man. I know my life magic. I can't
Billie's sitting
heal
here
other
thinking
people.
this is something that Jezzy could probably do something about. Charlie, on the other hand, would be sitting here thinking about all kinds of other things.
Wondering why is Nay twitchy? What the hell did she get into at that chop shop?
So, for mental realignments, you, in your practice, you don't currently have the right crystals that you would want to use for this. But you think
Mhm.
you could probably acquire some.
Okay.
They're not too hard to find. There's usually some sort of crystal shop or whatever.
Yeah,
Near
and
you.
I don't have any quartz on me. So you do you have quartz on you?
They quartz points in several of her pockets because she was planning on giving them to the crows.
Ooh, okay. So that's the crystal I like.
Yeah, I have various crystals in my bag too.
That's the crystal I like because it'll clear the mind. It's a
Look,
clear quartz.
working together already.
Absolutely. So, yes, Jezebel. If you wanted to, you could put together a ritual here in the middle of the
Yeah.
store, in the middle of the restaurant.
Yeah, that's a little well, I do kind of want to be someplace more private because I would like to vocalize, but
Why don't we just ask? Maybe there's a
yeah,
spot
do
that
you
we
think
can go.
Amnesia has like a back room or something? Fuck it. Hey, I'm gonna go and ask Amnesia. Hey, Amnesia. Quick question.
Yeah. What's going on? How can I help you?
Um, so I'm trying to help a friend. Do do you have like a back room place I could set up crystals?
I mean, that's not the strangest request I've received. I mean, you should see all the things that Frosty's asked me for. Okay. Um
I'm very curious.
No, you should not be. We're not getting into that. That boy has problems. Uh, oh, okay. I mean, I guess I can clear a spot out in back. I mean, you guys need to do it here.
Um, I would yes. Yes.
Either
It's
that or
it's time.
yeah.
It's time.
Can you see Nay getting into an Uber like this?
Right.
No,
Well, we're
no.
waiting for people here, and so this is where we kind of need to stay for the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, sure. She looks over at one of her coworkers. Sorry, getting notices. Really should just turn those off. Yeah. So somebody, she tells her coworkers, "Hey, Millie, just go ahead and take their orders. Um, if you can't think of a good riddle, I've got the jar of riddles. You can just pull it out randomly. I, that's what I had to do for a while before I got them all memorized. So just do that and yeah, tend the shop. We'll be back." And she's like, "Okay, well, you guys go by. Wasn't there another one of you? Taller guy, floppy hair."
Uh,
Uh, yeah, he's
Yeah.
off doing something else.
Okay. Oh, whatever. Come on in. Yeah. So she leads the three of you to the back. It's kind of a cramped space. Lots of materials for various coffees and beans, and you see that they do a lot of their own work here. They're not just all the beans are like ground in house and stored in hermetically sealed everything. And she's like, "Okay, so here's the big operation." Okay, you don't care. Move on. I got a small
Care?
office back here.
I love coffee.
This place used to be a local hangout for the goth kids, long time ago, back in the '90s. Um, but I managed to purchase it a few years ago, bring it back to life, so to speak. So anyway, come on in.
Perfect. Okay. I'm going to. Is Amnesia still here? Is it okay if I do this in front of her?
She doesn't mind. She's like, yeah, whatever you need to do.
Cool.
Being a
What,
member
what are
of
we doing?
like
I just needed some space. I'm going to do a little bit of meditation to sort of center myself.
Mhm.
And then vocalize into the crystal.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna give you the crystal and it'll make you better. 'Cause yeah. People watcher or someone I should do something about. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
fair. That was
So-
probably a creepy thing to say.
this is going to require multiple successes. If it was just yourself, it would be 2 successes. The fact that you're affecting somebody else is going to be at least 3. Probably going to be more, but I'm not going to tell you exactly how much more.
Okay.
Because that would be cheating. That being said, it is a base difficulty 6. You can use quintessence, or spend willpower, and of course, you are using an instrument, and that's part of the practice. And so base difficulty 6, but in this space, you could probably get it down to 5 with what you're using. Now that you've got the
Okay.
crystals and all that.
Okay. Irritate plus mind.
Yep.
Base difficulty 5 or difficulty 5.
Yeah, and like I said, you can lower that if you wanted to spend quintessence.
I got 1 so far.
2 actually. 'Cause
2?
rolled
You got a 10.
Yeah. an
Oh, yeah.
8 and a 10 and a 1 for 2 total successes so far.
Okay.
So for 15 minutes, you're concentrating and spending time on this ritual. You haven't botched or anything. You have success on this, so you can move forward with the ritual. Same difficulty.
Okay. Much better.
That is 5 successes. So
Yay.
total of 7. You can transfer and use the mental energies to help Inea, or you can continue to try and gain successes. That is up to you. You spent about 30 to 40 minutes on this.
I'm gonna charge the crystal with thoughts of like sleepy time tea and pillows and warm hugs and such. And like, yeah, I'm gonna pour all of that into the crystal and then I'm gonna hand it to Inea.
Okay. While you're doing this ritual for the past 30 or 40 minutes, Charlie, Inea, what have you been doing?
Probably sitting there leg bouncing because I don't have a phone to be scrolling through.
It's true.
Oh, I'm watching it very closely, just taking it all in.
Okay.
This is something that, is slightly foreign to Charlie, but he's trying to see where, what he recognizes and what he doesn't.
Yeah.
And Nay will have been watching her aura since that she's already got that sort of front and center anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of seeing if she can keep track of what's going on that way.
Right. Okay, so yeah, both of you can sense the primal energy that's involved here. You can definitely see the flow of quintessence, um, and while you're not 100% on the practice, neither one of you are yoga practitioners, but each of you has had experience with those unique frequencies of crystals, both shamanistic practices and witchcraft do hold those together. In fact, Jesse learned some of this from a Verbena witch himself. So she's just applying mental abilities to it instead of life. So yeah, you do recognize parts of the practice, and you definitely can sense the transfer of energies. Um, you get a sense that things are going pretty well. It's an even better song than the Strawberry song. Um,
And that Strawberry song was a bop.
it was a hit.
Well,
It
the
was,
nice thing about watching something like that and learning and seeing the parts that I understand means that I could help in the future in providing in those areas that I do understand.
correct.
I mean, between the two of us, we're a powerhouse healing situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing Nay hadn't picked up until she started running around with you guys, and then she was like, I should probably learn how to do that because Jesse keeps freaking getting shot.
I mean, you're not wrong. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was more than that, but that was kind of a big motivator right there.
I wonder if I could apply my tough skin to you.
to
Well,
me,
Well, you keep getting shot.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
What?
It's a
So-
rote that I have, and I'm usually, I'm used to just working by myself, honestly, so I haven't really thought about doing it on somebody else.
I wonder what it would take if we could, like, I'm not even sure if this is possible because I've never used it the way that you use it, but I'm wondering if we could make that a spell that would affect the three of us all at once.
Ooh.
Well, the way that I do that spell, I brew the potion, and then it's kind of similar to what Jesse did with the crystal. I imbue the potion with the essence,
Yeah.
and then I take the potion, and it's only effective right then. But I don't see why we couldn't do the same kind of thing
it is
for each of you.
It is one thing
Yeah.
to affect yourself. It is another
Yeah.
to affect another.
Oh, I know it's going to be harder.
In this particular case, it would actually require, this is meta game terms, but it would require 4 life to change the physical aspects of another. You can heal them,
Oh,
but
okay.
because it still takes
Okay,
3
well-
life for you to alter yourself.
What if one or both of Jesse and Nay were trying to help with
Yeah,
the
because
brewing?
we both have life.
Like if we were
You could-
to contribute to it.
If you have 3 life yourself, you could probably cast it yourself. You could learn the spell. As far as casting it on somebody else, that would still require 4 life. That would still have a greater understanding of the principles of life than any of you currently have.
That makes sense.
But Charlie's close. Charlie's on the cusp of understanding these things.
Hmm.
That
I'm
being
wondering
said-
about a triple batch.
Like I said, it's one of those things where the brew would affect the person who created it. But
Right.
But
The
not us.
brew is just a channel. It's not
Mhm.
actually.
Mhm.
It's not like I could give the brew, and you take it later.
Okay.
Even myself,
Okay.
I can't even take it later. I have to take it at that moment. It's not.
It doesn't stick well.
I don't have. Yeah, I don't have the ability to do that kind of magic to make it
Hmm.
stay.
I am currently reviewing the effect to see if it can be unraveled.
Well, we do have to like take another break eventually and learn stuff, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with building in such a fashion that we work together cohesively as a unit too.
I think that's the next thing that we should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what Nay meant when she said we need to fucking make the time, because we took time and then we were doing individual things.
Mm-hmm.
And that bit us in the ass. What we
Yeah.
need to do is take time and learn together to work together, and how well we, how we work together.
Mm-hmm.
Because just in this like 30 minutes that they've been talking and sort of comparing notes, they've already put together, oh, we actually have kind of a lot in common with regard to the forces that we access. And the words are different, but the forces are the same, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So, as Jezebel completes the ritual and imbues the comforting thoughts into the quartz, she hands it off to to Inea, and a wave of calm ripples through Inea's mind, and you can feel the effects of the magic taking a hold, and you can almost feel yourself being talked down from the ledge. Um, and as you hold this crystal, you feel in control.
Yay.
Wow. Wow, thank you. Wow. Oh,
I'm sorry it took me so long.
no, it's okay. I don't think I realized how wound up I was. Wow.
Now you can just enjoy your coffee, you know?
I'm going to get that mocha.
And Mage looks at you, she's like, I got you.
Ah, you're a goddess.
I know.
Yay.
Oh, and I'll be right back. And she leaves, but just as she leaves, she's like, oh, hi, Mark. And in walks Mark Cardassian.
No relation.
No relation.
No relation, tailored suit, groomed hair.
I'm not even going to ask how you knew we were here. Did Aunt Mabel call you?
No. Amnesia called me. And then Aunt Mabel called me.
Oh, Mark, of course, it's lovely to see you as always.
Jesse's saving the day again. I'm telling you.
Mark's like, so, get your drinks and then come meet me outside. Good to see you, Calv.
Mm.
And he gives you a wink.
I'm sorry, they're so fucking cute.
And clean up whatever mess this is. She won't say it. She's too nice, but she really doesn't like people messing with her stuff.
Oh no, we're taking the crystal. Yeah,
Good.
just in case.
Yeah, I'm not letting go of that thing actually. And definitely swinging by the counter on my way out for that
Mhm.
mocha.
Okay. Yeah, you
I'm
get
getting
out.
another hot chocolate to go.
She's like, limit. Okay, no limits. You can have as much hot chocolate as you want.
Yay!
She's like, Mark, make sure that they get. Yeah, you know what you're doing. Mark's like, I know what I'm doing. Yes, thank you. He heads out the door, and I assume you are following.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh yes.
closely.
Oops.
Watch where you're putting your feet there, Calv.
Careful, careful. No. And as he steps outside, and as you walk just next to him, you find in front of you is Inea's car.
Oh.
Okay, now I gotta ask.
Oh, that's handy.
Right.
What do you got to
Maybe I
ask?
don't gotta ask. And she
Yeah.
closes her hand on that crystal and just
Oh, Mark, one of these days you got to show me how you do that.
mm-mm,
Well,
mm-mm.
I mean, find a door. I walk through the door, and then I go to where I want to be.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, it does. Holy guacamole.
I didn't know what.
just
Go ahead.
go on.
So I've taken the liberty. I've gotten a hotel room for the three of you, just down the street, um, and Mark takes you to the hotel room. He opens the door for you guys. He gets inside and he's like, "All right, I didn't know what you guys needed. I didn't know what was yours, what was theirs, whatever. Um, but I talked to Joseph, and I talked to Malcolm, and I had Malcolm up my ass. I had Annabelle up. I mean, I had Mabel in my ear, and I had Amnesia calling me. I had all of them were telling me to help, and it's like I'm helping. I'm over, in bumfuck Washington, helping with this crazy man who is writing blood shit on the walls. It's crazy. Your friend Joel, he needs some serious
Uh,
help.
oh,
Oh, no.
It's been pretty rough. It's
Yikes.
it's clear, at least to us, that his mind has been addled, and he he's confessed to the crimes. He says that he was trying to summon the Dark Mother, to consume his enemies by murdering a child, and that he's a part of the Bogashiel coven, which there's no record of, and your mom was kind enough to show us the records that he's never been to any of your meetings. In fact, he's a Catholic. He's been going to church for years.
Yeah.
But then one night he cut his hand open and he started writing all these patterns on the wall. And the coven came in and they're like, well, that's a bunch of bullshit because they didn't recognize any of it. But it hasn't gone very well to help his case.
No, I can imagine.
So I've been trying to unravel some of
A
that
lot
shit.
worse than I thought it was.
It's kind of crazy.
I think that's worse than I think anybody thought it would be.
Yeah.
I
The
thought
good
he'd just
news
been
is-
threatened.
Good news is, I know, and your mother knows, that this is a sick caricature of paganism. It's just going to be trying to. I mean, I don't know if I could even make an insanity plea or anything like that at this point. We're going to have to find actual physical evidence that he couldn't have done this. Because his confession is what's sinking us.
Right. Well, and the sad thing is if his mind has been addled, we don't know that he didn't do it.
Well, there is that.
Yeah, the only thing we know for sure is that Charlie
I mean,
didn't.
I know that him in his right mind is not capable of that kind of thing, but I know that minds can be altered.
Yes. But I'm working on it. I've got a good team. I got to get back there pretty soon. But it's pretty late. You guys are probably tired. But you do want your things.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I'll stick around for a little bit. And then he goes to like that closet that every hotel has that, you know, they just give you like, why do I have a closet? I got a suitcase. But he goes there. He's like, he knocks on it 3 times, listens, and then opens it, and it's your cabin. Like the front door of your cabin going right into that space.
Like
Well,
walking,
that's
like as though we
handy.
had walked through the front door of the cabin.
Yep.
Okay, Mark, you are amazing. You're awesome. And Nay goes right through and goes right straight to collecting her gear.
I'll stick around and keep the door open.
I appreciate that. I do not want to walk back to Seattle from here.
It's a short walk.
For you.
Yeah, Charlie is kind of like utterly awestruck on one hand, and on the other hand, like, this seems so possible.
Charlie's had his brain stretched a little bit tonight.
All sorts of like revelations have come.
We are not as different as we thought we were.
Right.
Seems to be the universal lesson that most of us come to the conclusion of. He gives
Eventually,
you the time.
some of us take a little longer than others.
He gives you the time. It doesn't take too long. You guys have essentially been packing light lately anyway. But you pick up your gear, your knickknacks, your drugs, whatever. And bring it back to the hotel. And Mark's like, okay, well, y'all, I think we're in good shape here. Car's out front. You got your gear. I got to get back over the sound. But it's good seeing you. Good seeing you all alive.
We're glad to be being alive.
We were a little worried a couple days there. We couldn't see you, but
yeah, it was a rough couple days, but
yeah,
we made it, and we're
Anyone-
here. And let us know if there's anything that we can do to help you with his case or whatever. And otherwise, we're gonna keep doing what we've been doing, hopefully with a whole lot less of the fighting thing.
I hope so. Malcolm has me on that task. He wants you guys staying on your task.
Okay.
Especially after he was. I'm not going to say angry because he doesn't get angry. But I have a feeling that something may have. Did something happen to Alice while you guys were out there with her?
Well, let's just say she got unexpectedly pulled along with us.
Okay. I know it's hard to affect her So if he's upset, something big's going on. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Good luck.
Hey.
um, but yeah, good, good job, good talk, Charlie.
Thanks, Mark.
Good seeing you, Jezzy. Always a pleasure.
You too.
Thank you.
Nay,
Happier to see you every time I do.
I'm all safe.
Working on it.
Oh, almost forgot. Since I'm out there working on the uh, Stalker case, Joel Stalker, I haven't been able to spend as much time with Lucia. So maybe check up on her at some point. Not a crucial thing. She's doing some weird experiments, but that's par for the course with her.
That's what she does. Yeah.
That's kind of what she does. But I am officially like her patron here for the council, so I don't want her to blow anything up again.
I would appreciate it if she didn't, quite frankly. The last time was enough. Thank you.
I've been giving her some good lessons about the history of our order and making sure that she knows that she should keep that shit to herself.
Yes. That's definitely better than she was.
Well, folks, it's a pleasure. Take it easy. Get some sleep. All of you look like you need it.
Yeah.
And he goes back to the closet door. Oh, by the way, Charlie, you probably don't have to be the thing that you are anymore. Cops aren't trying to kill you anymore. So,
Oh, okay.
so no one's looking for you. You're in good shape for now. Although technically, I guess everybody's still kind of looking for you, but I don't think they are using those same resources. So, and I'd like to see a familiar face again. Anyway,
I would like to be back to myself again. This has something to get used to, and I don't like getting used to it.
I can understand that. That being said, I must go. He goes back to the door, knocks on it a few times, listens in, opens it, and you see another room, not the closet. And he just steps right in, closes the door behind him, and he's gone.
Nate waits a couple seconds and goes up to the closet door and
It's just a closet.
it's just a closet.
But that's too paradox for that guy.
Yeah, you give me a little bit of time. I'll figure out how to do that.
That would be insanely useful, but we could do without the growing of mushrooms. So
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
let's not get too ambitious there yet.
All right. So you guys are in this hotel room. It's more of a hotel than a motel. You're in Seattle. It's actually one of those. Yeah, it's just kind of a standard motel. It's not the weird ones that like are cubicles or whatever. Each kind of write your notes down. You kind of figure yourselves out for the week, and you figure that you're going to probably spend some time getting to know each other a little better, working out some ideas, and to that effect, we're going to end tonight's session. But next week, it's going to be a bit of a more of a meta episode where we're going to probably hash out some ideas, some rotes, some experience points in your efforts towards combating the Owlwalkers of Seattle.
So we should start kind of halfway brainstorming thoughts about group work as well as what we'd like to do to expand our own character sheets and stuff.
Absolutely. Send anything that you want through Discord. If you guys want to talk to each other, we got the shared space there. If you don't want me involved, you can talk to each other individually, whatever. Yeah, that's like I said, we'll work on all that next week. You
Okay,
guys
sounds
might
good.
even find yourselves heading to the Vajra,
Ooh.
which is just down the street, and is an actual real place in Seattle.
And it sells crystals.
Yes,
Oh,
it
it
does.
certainly does. Look
Incense.
at that
Oh my God.
display.
I want all the shiny things.
I want the bundles in the little picture beside it.
And
Let's go in there and go hog wild.
So you'll have resources if you guys need to actually find resources for collective works.
Gonna probably have to do that, but we got to figure out what we're doing with them first to know what we're gonna need.
Indeed.
Mhm.
But that's what I got for you. Looks like you guys got some work ahead of you, and I think next week will be
Oh.
fun. Like I said, more of
I'm
a
excited.
meta in-game cut thing, but I think it'll be
Meta
good.
housekeeping kind of.
Housekeeping episodes are always fun. I'm sorry. I love beefing up my character.
You gotta
Yeah.
do it every like 10 episodes or so. It really does kind of work. But other than that, I think we're in good shape. If you guys have anything for me, lay it on me.
Good for now.
Mark Kardashian is quickly. He's like a fairy godmother, except without all the pomp and circumstance.
And no relation.
No relation, none whatsoever.
Cannot hear that name without appending that.
Yes.
At least mentally. If it goes by, I promise you it went through my head.
Indeed. Yes, absolutely. That character 100% came from Cammy, who was like, what would it be if you combined Lando Calrissian with Dumbledore?
One sexy motherfucking wizard.
Yes, I guess, yeah.
Oh
Yes,
my god.
That's exactly what he is.
This is so very Cammy. I'm sorry. That's okay.
Yeah, I was making the character. She happened to be there, and I was like, kind of theorizing about it. She's like, so Lando Calrissian and Dumbledore. I'm like, that solidifies it for me.
Okay.
Love
All
that for us, truly.
Well, he definitely saved our asses tonight because that was going to be a
Sincerely.
problem and a half.
Well, you got enough allies, and you reached out to, like I said, Mabel, and you ran into Amnesia, and Alice has already left, and, you know, it's been a few hours, so of course she's already talked to Malcolm.
Yeah, she's had time to kind of spread the word about, yeah, some shit went down.
And she's
Yeah,
like, yeah, I
I-
almost died. It was terrible.
Yeah, I'm betting Malcolm's pissed about the one werewolf that attacked us to start with, and then also the owl attack right at the end there,
Mhm.
where
Oh, he's got
Alice
his
had
concerns.
to rip that dude apart. Yeah, he's got a few reasons to be pissed on Alice's behalf.
Not too bad. He is what he is. He's got his own things going on. He's letting you do the dirty work in this regard.
Yeah, we noticed that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we are the dirty, filthy legs.
And pause.
And pause. Well, I will let you guys go. Thanks for hanging
Okay.
out with me another night, and we'll see you again next week.
All right.
See you guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye.